Is saying thank you enough to be kind? And how do we truly become a kind person? Saying thank you is polite. But kindness goes much deeper. Kindness is an attitude, a way of seeing, a way of responding. It is the willingness to notice another person's feelings, their needs, their dignity, even when no words are spoken. A simple example is giving your seat to an elderly person on a bus. You give up your comfort, that is sacrifice. You notice their need, that is empathy. And you do it quietly, without expecting praise or recognition. This is kindness without words. But why isn't politeness enough? Because kindness stops being kindness when it becomes a duty. Duty follows rules. Kindness follows the heart. True kindness arises from freedom, not from pressure or expectation. And yes, sometimes people take advantage of your generosity. Sometimes your softness attracts opportunists. So is it still good to be kind? The answer lies in understanding what kindness truly is. Kindness is not a task to perform. It is a flowering of your being. It appears when the heart is silent, free of expectation, simply responding to life as it unfolds. Kindness is an inner quality, not a social obligation. It is not something you do to look good or to earn merit. It happens when your ego steps aside and your presence meets another human being without demand. Real kindness is spontaneous, a natural overflow of awareness. It does not calculate. It does not keep accounts. It does not ask, "What will I get in return?" Kindness is non-transactional. When kindness becomes a trade, it loses its soul. True kindness is given without motive, without the need to be seen or praised. It is a silent generosity that heals both the giver and the receiver. Kindness is rooted in presence. To be kind is to be fully here, to listen without preparing your reply, to help without creating dependence, to touch without clinging. Presence dissolves the boundary between me and you, and in that space, compassion naturally arises. Kindness can only exist in the present moment. The mind lives in memory and imagination, but the heart responds only now. When you are fully here, without past wounds or future expectations, kindness flows like breath, effortless, unforced, innocent. The moment you think about being kind, it becomes an idea. Only in the living present does kindness become a real, living fragrance. Kindness is also courageous. It requires vulnerability, the openness to feel another's pain and another's joy. This courage is not loud. It is quiet, gentle, and deeply human. And when you practice kindness without motive, you begin to see how much of your life was driven by fear, desire, and the need for approval. Kindness frees you from all of that. It brings you back to yourself. Kindness is a quiet river under the world, feeding roots that never ask for praise. Give kindness like the sun gives light, freely, without counting or expecting anything back. Kindness is not always big. It can be a small piece of bread at dusk, a patient ear that stays, or forgiveness that frees someone. Carry kindness like a small lamp, not to point out faults, but to warm the dark places where courage grows.